I founded Pixelpark 20 years ago, so all my professional life, I can imagine I was, I call it full-blood entrepreneur. And I wanted to change the world when I founded the company Pixelpark. But so 10 years later, I woke up. I was public company, thousands of people, and I said, okay, what I'm doing here? Internet is an interesting thing, but to change something in the world, I didn't, let's say, I didn't realize, or I didn't do it so as I wanted to do it. And then a few years ago, I thought, okay, I wanted all what I learned in my, let's say, entrepreneur life, to build companies, to develop something from scratch and to make it big, to scale it, to do this in a, let's say, in a very interesting field, which is sustainability. I think it's the most interesting field. You can step in and do something viable and good.
And now you also are a father, and you explained to me 2 days ago that this is also important. I think many people who have children also change their way of thinking and acting.
Totally right, Jan. In my old age, I realized to be father. I have a 2.5 years old daughter, and what is really true, I didn't believe it up until this time I had the own daughter, is to see you prolong your own lifetime. You see, let's say, at least 50 years more in the future, because you feel something much more responsible. And I think also this is quite, you wanna say, okay, that you are doing something good. If your child is asking you, what are you doing? And I think it's better to do this than the whole virtual stuff, even if I found it interesting until now.
Now you have the good answer, the best answer to the question, what you're doing. I'm doing something sustainable.
Exactly.
Henner Gladen, you are a new partner, a so-called venture partner in the company Mama. I would like to find out, how did the two meet? And at the same time, what is important, you are a solar entrepreneur. You are basically a almost serial entrepreneur in the cleantech economy. There are not many who maybe brought a company public who are so successful like you. So how did you meet, and where are you going to?
Thanks to Bank Sarasin, we met half a year ago in Nuremberg, where they organized a meeting to see what's happening in the new sustainable world right now. And so I met Paulus and the other guys from Mama, and I liked the idea very, very much, because before Solar Millennium, I was doing nearly the same thing, looking as a technology scout for different venture capital companies into new markets, new technologies, new startups. Where is a technology available which might have a market in 3 or 5 or 10 years? And also resulting from that activity dating back in the 90s, I founded Solar Millennium in 1998 with all the difficulties, and I hope everybody of the startups is aware it's not nice and easy going to found a company and raise it to several hundred million or a billion euro amounts. It's really hard work. And especially if you have children, I have the same opinion, or one of my motivations also is, what shall I answer to my kids? What did you do? And I'm fully convinced only doing something sustainable is a correct answer to your own children. Unfortunately, the family has to suffer to a certain extent from a successful entrepreneur, because you don't have time. You're on the road at the weekend. It is something everybody has to be aware of. Nevertheless, it not only financially pays off, also from a very personal perspective, it's the right thing to do, and I only can recommend to everybody of you, look for the right venture capital partner who has a similar risk appetite as you as a company have, and then it's a very, let's say, fascinating time and also very fulfilling.
And Paulus, Mama, your company How big is it? How many employees do you already have? And did you already do any investment? And if yes, what are your investments and how does the pipeline look like?
Mama is itself also a kind of a startup because we started 1.5 years ago. And we saw more than 250 technologies, companies, teams. We sourced it, selected, evaluated, and we have invested in 3, I think, very, very promising companies. 2 of them presented, I think. NTS is a high-altitude wind company headed by Guido Lütsch and Uwe Ahrens. Uwe is, I think, he's 51, so a really experienced guy. Did his own IPO 10 years ago, and what they want to do is in the high altitude, the winds are much bigger.
How many meters is high altitude?
It's roughly 500 meters up to 1,000 meters.
Wow.
And so you have a constant wind there. And it's not, they have a lot of patents and the components, and we are financing and helping them developing the company to commercialize it. Because if they are successful, it's a risky thing, we have to admit, but if they are successful, they can produce energy and electricity at 2 euro cents per kilowatt hour, which is fantastic. Yeah. Pandas, solar water heating in Mexico. This is not, let's say, high tech. It's as you perhaps know, it's not a rocket science thing, but what we found very interesting is a business model. We extended together with the founder who is also here, Stefan Wiesner. He came a long way from Mexico to Berlin to join your summit here also.
Yeah.
It's very interesting that we changed the business model, let's say, from pure play, technology play or private equity also to energy contracting, so that we finance also together with him, let's say, the client base, and that you are not only buying, let's say, the systems on the roof, that you are buying hot water, and that's a total different thing from the business model, and that's a little bit the Mama way, that we are not only providing capital. We think we are all entrepreneurs in our company. We know what you need if you build a company, and you have to develop it, you have to scale it. And so we provide also marketing knowledge, distribution, and deployment, and so on.
I like your logo, Mama. And we also like that you take a risk, because not everybody investor is prepared to take a risk, because you do early stage investments. So Henner, why do you think, or first of all, why don't we have enough early stage investors in Germany? Why is there a shortage? And what do you do in order to make sure that the risk you are taking is not so high? How can you reduce risk in an early stage company?
I think because most of the venture capital companies are based on, let's say, a banking background, not on a technology or engineering background. So everybody knows about the different language between technical and economical guys. This is really a problem. And the other point is the venture capital companies don't necessarily have enough technical competence to really judge the risk. So just looking into some figures, into some funny colored business plans doesn't really help to get the clue of what is the risk behind. And this is why I also joined Mama, because there our approach is different, really looking from the technical side into the proposed technologies, into the competing technologies also, that it doesn't help at all to have a very nice thing if next to you a better thing is growing up. And I wouldn't say it's a lack of money, it's really a lack of competence in most of the venture capital companies. Sorry for these hard words.
No, it's making a difference. We will talk about human capital later today. I think human capital, the right people for the right job is very important. And of course, technical competence inside the investor is very important too. I think you made a good selection with Henner. Okay, so let's look into the future. So how can we accelerate the transformation to the sustainable economy, and how can we bring it to the mass market? How can we involve the consumers? What do you have in mind, and what is your secret plan?
We see us ourselves not so much as passive, let's say, passive venture capitalists, because I think also venture capital is not the right, let's say, term for Mama. We see ourselves as entrepreneurs. So one example is a deal flow. We are not waiting what is coming to Mama. That's a lot. A lot interesting also. We are also, let's say, seeing what are the right. We are doing actively the right, aiming to address the right topics. So what are the most interesting fields? We are doing own research to be involved and to be educated in this field, and then we actively approach also companies who are in this field, and then we compare. So I think it's a total different approach. And then, let's say, later on, if we have a, let's say, bigger portfolio, then we can also do synergy work and synergy potential, leverage and make a lot of corporations inside our, let's say, universe and the portfolio. I think this will be the future.
And I think having the right limited partners is also very important. You have a famous company helping you build Mama, 3M. It's a big innovation company. How did you manage to get this wonderful partner?
Yeah, I think we are very, very happy to have them because, and this was one of the, let's say, the first steps, because 3M is our partner since, I think, more or less 1 year now. As 3M here is not so known, is known from Post-it, but 3M has more than 50,000 different products. They have 70 future labs and technical labs in all the different countries. I succeeded to get in touch with Stefan Gabriel, who is the president of corporate new ventures from 3M. He's reporting directly to the board of 3M. You can't imagine what fantastic innovations they have in all this material and chemical and all the different aspects of human life. They say that even you will not get everywhere in the world more than 5 meters. You are not away from a 3M product. Even in an iPhone, they have 10 products from 3M, but no one knows, or every vehicle or whatever. And so. And they discovered sustainability as a double-digit growth market. Also, they are also in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index, and we have, and even our targets, NTS, Guido Lütsch, with the high-altitude wind, we sent them also to 3M. We interact very closely together, and I think this is fantastic because they now realized more than 100 years they have done innovation only from inside. They have thousands of different scientists, and now they see that Siemens and GE and others, they have done this in 10 or 15 years, and now, 2 years ago, let's say with the inception of Mama also, they made for the first time this corporate venture with Gabriel and his team, who are on a global scale searching for the most innovative technologies. And then I said, the sustainability field is so interesting that we don't want to make one, let's say, one venture. We build Mama together, or we invest in Mama, because then we have 15 guys dedicated doing only one thing.
If I may add one thing, I see the financial world is much better educated in sustainability than 10, 15 years ago. Many of these SRI funds, their internal regulations in the pension funds, they are supposed to invest only in sustainability. And this is a dramatic difference 10, 15 years ago. So we are mostly running into open doors. Unfortunately, there aren't enough sustainable technologies market mature enough to really jump directly into the big projects. But this is accelerating extremely to my experience now. So if you're asking how do we bring it into the mass market, just by doing it. It's a very good opportunity today to really start, perhaps not even double-digit growth rates, but even higher growth rates.
All right, that's it. That was our conversation with Paulus Neef from Mama and Henner Gladen from Mama and Solar Millennium. Thank you very much for joining our wonderful green stage. And now you get your speaker gift. Come with me.